Hello and welcome to our daily news roundup on Atlantic TV. I am Nkechi Tejire. Here are our top stories. Nigeria at 65, nation bleeding, suffering, says Obioha. Bauchi governor sacks Women Affairs Commissioner in cabinet shakeup. Nigeria bleeding billions to oil theft, wastage, experts warn. UK unveils tougher residency rules for migrants. Qatar to host FIFA Intercontinental Cup final phase. Now to the news in full. Elder statesman and former Nadeko chieftain, Chief Raf Obioha, says Nigeria at 65 is bleeding and suffering, blaming failed leadership, rising insecurity, and worsening living conditions for the country's woes. Speaking in an exclusive interview, Obioha lamented that the standard of living has drastically collapsed, with basic necessities now beyond the reach of the average Nigerian. He accused the current administration of dashing hopes for a break from past policies. Obioha urged governments to urgently resign the nation's security apparatus, insisting that leaders who fail to deliver should be replaced. He also warned against sectionalized appointments, stressing that only fairness and decisive leadership can restore hope. With eyes already shifting to the 2027 elections, Obioha questioned why the Igbos continue to face threats and exclusion in their own country, warning that propaganda and divisions could further weaken the nation if urgent steps are not taken. On security, the elder statesman painted a grim picture, saying Nigerians can no longer guarantee safe passage even within a 100-mile journey, while violence in the southeast has reduced life to it can happen at any moment. Nigeria's housing crisis is taking a new twist as rising rents push desperate tenants into shop spaces, now doubling as makeshift apartments. Reports indicate that in several cities, tenants priced out by annual rent hikes are forced to send their families back to villages while they themselves squeeze into small shops with friends or colleagues. In Lagos, Delta, and Abuja, tenants narrate how rents for a single room have jumped by over 200%. From mechanics to water sellers, many now say moving into shops is cheaper than renting apartments. According to agents, at least 2 to 3 people sometimes share a shop space just to survive. With minimum wage stagnant and inflation rising, observers warn that unless urgent housing policies are enforced, many more Nigerians could find themselves homeless. Some landlords, unable to lease out shops in poor business locations, now rent them to artisans, traders, and low-income earners as living quarters, a trend experts say is a reflection of Nigeria's deepening housing challenges. In Bauchi State, Governor Bala Mohammed has reshuffled his cabinet, relieving the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Child Development of her duties. A statement signed by his special advisor on media, Mukhtar Gidado, confirmed the immediate removal of Hajia Zainab Babantako after years of service. While thanking the former commissioner for her contributions, Governor Mohammed wished her well endeavors. The statement, however, gave no reason for the shakeup or details on her replacement. Political observers believe the action could signal a wider restructuring within the governor's cabinet as he continues his second term. The Ministry of Women Affairs and Child Development remains one of the key portfolios in Bauchi, focusing on women empowerment, child welfare, and gender equality. The governor described the move as part of an ongoing review of the state's executive council aimed at improving governance and service delivery. Fresh controversy has erupted in Osun State as the federal government releases 6 months of withheld local government allocations. The APC confirmed receipt of the March to August funds, insisting payments were made directly into council accounts, not private accounts of its sacked chairman. NULGE chairman Dr. Nathaniel Ugungbagbe accused top federal officials, including the finance minister and attorney general, of abuse of office. He warned that workers would not return to duty until the matter is resolved. While the PDP accuses the APC of plotting to destabilize Osun, the opposition insists it is being witch-hunted and maintains the allegations followed due process. The standoff now threatens to deepen the political crisis in the state. But the ruling PDP and NULGE alleged the funds were illegally channeled into accounts controlled by APC loyalists, despite subsisting court orders. Nigeria is losing billions of dollars daily to crude oil theft, vandalism, and wastage, experts have warned, urging the government to urgently digitalize monitoring systems. At a leadership forum in Houston, petroleum engineer Charles Day and researcher Dr. Oluwatoyin Badeyin described Nigeria's oil validation system as outdated and opaque, creating loopholes for thieves and inefficiency. Oil theft and wastage have long drained Nigeria's economy, slashing revenues, fueling environmental damage, and weakening development efforts. The experts insist every barrel counts and must translate into national prosperity, calling for bold and transformative action. They stressed that Nigeria cannot afford to lose more to sabotage and poor accountability, warning that urgent enforcement is critical to secure the nation's oil wealth. They commended recent regulatory steps, including the Nigerian upstream measurement system and automated hydrocarbon accounting, but cautioned that without strict enforcement, reforms may remain empty gestures. The National Insurance Commission, NICOM, has barred sacked directors of African Alliance Insurance from holding board positions in the company or anywhere in the industry. Commissioner for Insurance Olusegun Omosehin made the declaration at the annual Insurance Journalist Seminar in Abeokuta, warning that those responsible for the firm's collapse will not return. African Alliance Board was dissolved in October 2024 after regulators accused them of running down what was once a solvent company. An interim management has since been steering the firm, while NICOM insists only compliant owners will regain control or risk losing the license. Omosehin stressed that policyholders' money must be protected from mismanagement, adding that NICOM will no longer tolerate individual greed, jeopardizing the industry. He said NICOM had taken over the company's portfolio, moved to dispose of assets, and would transfer sensitive annuity portfolios to more capable insurers. You're watching our Daily News Roundup. We'll go for a short break. On the other side, more news stories on the foreign scene. Welcome back. On the foreign scene, Migrants hoping to settle permanently in the United Kingdom will soon face stricter conditions on the new government plans. Interior Minister Shabana Mahmood is set to announce today that applicants must have a job, make social security contributions, maintain a clean criminal record, and volunteer in their communities to qualify for indefinite leave to remain. The announcement comes after the right-wing Reform Party pledged to abolish indefinite leave altogether, forcing migrants to reapply for visas every 5 years. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has branded that plan racist and divisive. Mahmood, addressing the Labour Party conference, will also stress the need for migrants to attain a high level of English. With immigration a hot-button issue in Britain, she insists that Labour must be tough but fair, warning that ignoring the issue could drive voters into the arms of Reform leader Nigel Farage. The move marks a major policy shift from the existing rules where family ties or 10 years of legal stay are enough. Labour says the changes are aimed at ensuring fairness while countering opposition pressure. Iran says it has executed one of Israel's top spies, heightening tensions following the June conflict between the two bitter rivals. According to Iran's judiciary, Bahman Choubi was hanged on Monday after being convicted of working closely with Israeli intelligence and gaining access to sensitive state databases. Since the conflict, Iranian authorities have vowed swift action against suspected collaborators, announcing multiple arrests and executions. Just last month, Iran executed Rouzbeh Vadi, accused of leaking information on a slain nuclear scientist, with investigations ongoing into at least 20 more suspects. Iran's latest execution underscores the deepening shadow war between Tehran and Tel Aviv, a rivalry that continues to destabilize the region. The execution follows June's unprecedented Israeli airstrikes on military, government, and nuclear sites in Iran, strikes that killed senior officers, nuclear scientists, and civilians. Tehran retaliated with missiles and drones in a war that lasted 12 days. Away from the foreign scene now to sports news, Qatar has been confirmed as host for the final phase of the FIFA Intercontinental Cup 2025, set to take place this December. The tournament's climax will feature 3 matches, starting with the Derby of the Americas on December 10th between Mexico's Cruz Azul and the eventual CONMEBOL Libertadores champions. This marks another milestone in Qatar's growing role as a global football hub, fresh from hosting the FIFA World Cup 2022 and now preparing for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup and FIFA Arab Cup later this year. Matches 3 and 4 will take place at Ahmad bin Ali Stadium, while the final venue will be announced soon. Last year's edition in Qatar saw Real Madrid defeat Pachuca at the Lusail Stadium before nearly 70,000 fans. Winners of that clash will face Egypt's Pyramids on the 13th of December for the FIFA Challenger Cup, with the victor advancing to meet Paris Saint-Germain in the grand final on December 17th. In Germany, Werder Bremen coach Horst Steffen says Nigerian striker Victor Boniface must regain his top form to make a bigger impact at the club. Boniface, on loan from Bayer Leverkusen, after a failed AC Milan move, has only managed 3 substitute appearances this season, still searching for sharpness. Boniface did find the net against Bayern Munich, but the goal was ruled offside. Despite that, Bremen bosses say they are confident he will rediscover his best form, the kind that saw him net 22 goals in 42 league games for Leverkusen before injury setbacks. It remains unclear if the Super Eagles striker will return to Leverkusen at the end of his loan or seek fresh opportunities elsewhere. Stephen admits the forward is improving with every game, but insists he is not yet at the level needed to lead Bremen's attack. And with that sports news, we come to the end of our daily news roundup for today, right here on Atlantic TV. Do all to follow us on all our social media platforms for more news, stories, and updates. Thank you for watching. I am Nkechi Tejire. Have a good day.